guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm actually going to a premiere, which is so exciting, and I thought that I would record getting ready together so you could see exactly how I do my makeup when I'm doing it a little bit more full glam. I feel like I've got quite good tips and tricks because I get my makeup done by makeup artists quite a lot these days, so I feel like they've given me quite a lot of their favourite tips and tricks to make my makeup a little bit better and make sure it lasts, everything like that. So if you do want to see how we got to this gorgeous end result, you will see we went through quite a lot of different emotions in this Get Ready With Me. But if you do want to see how we got to this end result, then please keep on watching. I'll make sure everything that I use is linked in the description below, just because I find it the most annoying thing when you're watching a Get Ready With Me and they don't link the things and you're like, what did you just use? I've got no idea. So I'll make sure everything is linked in the description in terms of all the products I use. But I need to leave because I'm very busy, so I'm going to pass you over to my old self about 4 hours ago. And I wish I could knock her on the head and say, get ready a little bit faster, babe, because I definitely took too long. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and let me know down below if you do have any questions. Well, this is a little bit of a jump scare, isn't it? You've just gone from seeing me full glam to absolutely nothing. Joking. But I'm hoping the clip you've just seen, my hair and makeup looks sensational, because I obviously don't know what is going to happen right now and I'm a little bit scared because I have not done full glam makeup in a hot minute. But yeah, so many of you on Instagram have been asking me to do a little bit of like a makeup tutorial, so I have actually tried to film this a couple of times. The first one I did, I filmed it in slow-mo. The second one I did, I was talking too much, so I'm actually really gonna try to just not yap at you guys and just give you like the details with the makeup side of it, because as we all know, I can yap for absolute years. That is not a surprise to anybody, and the whole point of this is showing you my makeup. So this is what we are working with. I actually have all of my makeup in one of these like bags. Normally I actually do my makeup sat in bed, which is why I have it all in one bag. I used to have it in like one of these things that like opens up and you fold it up. This is my like holiday travel bag. But it got to the point that I just had too much stuff that I was like, right, I can never actually ever find anything. It's always overflowing. So I bought myself this on Amazon. I think it was like £15. But I do actually quite like it to do my makeup because everything's in like its sections. I can see where everything is. So it's very useful. But I think we're gonna start with our makeup, which I don't know if that's backwards. I don't know if I should be starting with my hair, but whenever I get like my makeup done by like a makeup artist, they always do makeup first. But I don't need to leave for another like 4 hours. Like I've started getting ready, it's 12:46. I don't need to leave my house until about 5. So I've given myself a lot of time. So I don't know if by that point, will my makeup have gone funny if I've like just sat in it for so long. Then alternatively, my hair's very likely to drop out because I know what my hair's like. So I feel like doing the hair last seems to be the obvious choice. Okay, so first and foremost, I would like to preface that I am not a makeup artist. I do not know what I'm doing. What I'm doing is almost certainly not how a makeup artist would do it, but I just thought it'd be a fun little video for you to see how I do my personal makeup. I will say I do not wash my brushes that often. So if you do see me using a dirty brush, I don't want to hear anything about it, okay? First and foremost, I've already done my skincare. So I've just used hyaluronic acid, a BHA toner, some niacinamide, and cream. This is the cream that I use. It is the Primark dupe for the Bobbi Brown one, and I've actually used the Bobbi Brown one. I have it, and I will always choose to use the Primark one. The Bobbi Brown one I love, but she is very, very expensive. Like £50 for moisturiser. Girl, that is insane. And that one smells like citrusy. It smells like oranges. This one doesn't smell like anything, so I do prefer it because it doesn't have any fragrance in, as far as I know. Maybe it does, but it doesn't smell really strong. That is what is on with the base. I always find that whenever I do my makeup, I always will use an AHA, BHA toner. Don't ask me why. I think I saw it on TikTok somewhere and I've just been doing it ever since, and I do find that it makes a difference to my makeup. So that is what is going on with our base. And then the first thing we do is our eyebrows. Guys, I've got an eyebrow appointment on Thursday. So the eyebrows are not slaying right now. They are not doing well. I was going to dye them myself, but as I said, I've literally got an appointment in a couple of days. So I don't want to like mess with them, but also they're just not going to slay today. I will tell you right now, they are not going to be doing very well. I also feel like at the moment, I just can't find an eyebrow product that I am loving. Like when I first got this is the Jecca Blac Brow Block, I think it's called, yeah, Brow Block. I love this stuff, like absolutely would have been my ride or die. Like if I was on a desert island, take it with me. But I don't know what it is. Just recently, I don't know if I've just had it for a little bit too long or it's like dried out or something, but like I just find that it leaves a really big white cast on my eyebrows and it doesn't actually hold them. When I first got it, I felt like it really held my eyebrows down for like the whole day and it was so good. But I don't know. I feel like I've kind of gone off it a little bit and I don't really know why. I feel like maybe I just need to get a new one and maybe it's just like a little bit dried out and crusty or something like that. But I just like I like the look of laminated eyebrows. Everyone tells me they're ugly. So I'm like, girl, you know what? It's not your face. It's not your eyebrow. I'm not offending anybody. And I know it's like, not controversial, but it's not something that everyone would like. And I remember when like one of my friends in, I think it was like 2019, used to do laminated eyebrows, and I'd be like, what the hell is going on with this girl's eyebrows? And now I'm literally obsessed with it. So I feel like it's just one of those things that's like, it's a trend. I just enjoy it. A lot of people have gotten over the eyebrow lamination trend. I have not. I've now been doing this for like 4 years, and I just love the way it makes your eyebrows look. And I know that's not for everybody, so that is fine. If you don't want to have fluffy brows, I'm not forcing you to, okay? But this is just how I like to do my eyebrows, and that is literally it. I'll just keep brushing them. I let them dry for a couple of minutes after I've brushed them all up, and then I'll go in like, so the spoolie thing, can we see? Come on, camera, focus. The spoolie thing has like, can you see the brush side, and then it has like a flat side? Can you see there's like a flat side? And then so you brush them all up, and then you go over with the flat bit and like really secure them down. And beforehand, when I first got this product, that would be it. That would literally have sorted my entire eyebrow. But now, I feel like it doesn't really work that well. So you'll see as I do my makeup, they'll start like coming up. But I don't really have any other alternatives right now. So I'll do the other eyebrow off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll start doing the face. Okay, ignore the AirPod. I can actually not sit here in silence. But can you already see? They're already like starting to come unbrushed up, which I don't get because I literally only just did it. And I just don't really know how to sort that, which is why I ended up booking myself a brow lamination for a couple of days time. But obviously we do not have that right now. So we're gonna have to just work with what we've got. You have to make sure you wipe around them like to get rid of the residue, because otherwise your makeup will have like bits of the brow gel in there, which is obviously not ideal for anybody. So I just get a makeup wipe and just wipe around like the outside, which generally doesn't actually work that well, but as I said, I am no professional. I don't really know what I'm doing. So next nothing to do, we are getting into the base, which is what I'm a little bit scared about. I've really broken out over the last couple of days. My hormones are all over the place because my period came early. So my hormones and my body is just like, what the frick is going on? So I'm just gonna have to try and do a little bit more coverage than I normally would. I normally actually have a spot concealer brush, but I've lost the brush. And the brush is normally so good at covering spots and stuff. So we'll try our best, but if we can't cover them, it's fine, because spots on skin are not a abnormal thing. Like, whatever, it's just how life is. Everyone gets spots, it's fine. So I'm using the Refy primer. Don't actually know how much I like her. Not sure if I would rebuy, but it's just what I've got. It's either that or this one that I use. And again, I don't know if I'd rebuy either of them. So if anyone does have any good primer racks, then please let me know, because I just feel like I just don't really love either of the ones that I have. And I also, what I really don't like, I'm actually a little bit funny with bacteria, right? I hate with this one that you have to roll it onto your face, because as you just saw, like, I've just rolled it onto my spots, so surely the bacteria is now going to be in the product. So I'm not sure that I like the application for that. Like, I love how easy it is, but like when I think about the bacteria side of it, it really throws me off. But yeah, again, this is like, I barely ever do my makeup this much. Like, I really actually never really wear makeup. Whatever, they're not going to be from that product. I will say that, because I haven't used it in so long, because I never do my makeup. So this is where I never know what to do. Okay, so we're going to start with a foundation, but I have got two different favorite foundations that I would like to use. So we have got the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. This was like the it girl foundation in like 2018 or something. And I remember watching all the YouTubers using it, and I would be like, I need this, but it was expensive. It's still expensive, but when I was on my Sainsbury's salary, that was not happening. I was prioritizing the Gymshark leggings at that time. But this is actually to die for. Like, if you have ever thought about getting it, I just got it because it was on sale. I think I got it for like 30, which, considering it's normally like 49 or something, not bad. And then I also love the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. So I don't know whether to do a little bit of a mix of the two, or if that's a risky move. Something else that I absolutely love, which actually is like my normal day-to-day, and my like going out to a movie premiere makeup is actually not that different. I would just normally use is this a CC cream? Beautiful Skin, it doesn't say. Whatever this is. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. Oh, foundation, it literally isn't the word. But it doesn't give as thick, and I love this stuff. I think it makes my skin look so good. What I do actually really want to try is the Charlotte Tilbury version of this. I love the e.l.f. one. The e.l.f. one is so good. I don't know what it's called, the Charlotte Tilbury one, but I just love all the Charlotte Tilbury products I've bought. I'm in love with, so I do really want to try the Charlotte Tilbury version, but I just feel like the e.l.f. one is so good, and I think it was like £12 or something unreal. We're gonna go in with this, and I, again, I'm a bit funny about this because of the little spoolie thing. I know it picks up my skin bacteria, but we're not gonna think about that. I don't know what it is, right? I never used to have this thing with bacteria until I met my boyfriend. My boyfriend is like a lot more into bacteria and like hygiene stuff. Hygiene, is that the right word? Just like bacteria and stuff like that. And then since I met him, it's been like 3 years now, but like I feel like my anxiety towards like bacteria and stuff has got so much worse. So I'm actually blaming him on the fact that I even think about things like that. I could just not put it directly on my face, but at the end of the day, it's only me using my makeup. So I'm just like, is it really that deep? Probably not. But I just put like that much on. So one thing I will say with like Premier makeup, like full face glam makeup, I do use quite a lot on my base. I just quite like the look of like a flawless, stunning base. I know a lot of people aren't into that as much. Like I know my friend that I'm going to Premier with today, Lucy, prefers a lot more like a natural look. But I will say I've been doing like, when I used to go to sixth form and like when I used to go to school and we were allowed to wear makeup, I would literally do full glam every single morning. I'd wake up and do full glam. So I feel like when I don't do full glam, I feel like it's just not in my nature to not do a full glam makeup if I'm going to do my makeup to go somewhere. But I know that's not for everybody. But as I said, if you do like something a little bit more low-key, Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin is beautiful on the skin. It does what it says in the package. But I just pat that in with a beauty blender. I've actually wet my beauty blender and I cleaned it before this video. Normally I would use a ratty beauty blender. I don't know if I've got an example of my dirty beauty blender. I don't think I actually do. But I normally would use my ratty beauty blender that hasn't been cleaned. I'm actually not enjoying the fact that it's like slightly wet. I know that's how it's meant to be used, but I'm not actually loving that. Also, this is the best beauty blender. It's by the brand Coco Cosmetics by Chloe. I got it on TikTok shop, I think. I got like a pack of 4 for like £15. And I used to be a Real Techniques girly, then I went over to the beauty blender, and I don't think I'm actually that in love with the branded beauty blender. £20 for a sponge. That's a little bit too much, I have to say. And I didn't actually love it that much, but I've been using these for like years now, maybe since like 2021, and I don't think I would go back. I just love the size of it. Like, it's nice and easy. I actually don't know whether to go in with my eyes before I do anything else. I forgot that I was doing eyes. Maybe we'll do our eyes first. I don't actually know where all of my eye makeup brushes have gone, so that's useful. Please excuse if this camera angle keeps on changing. Whenever I turn it off and move, the camera keeps launching forward, and like, I'm surprised it hasn't actually broken right yet. But I normally would actually do my eyes before I do any kind of base stuff, just in case there's like any fallout. So we're gonna go a little bit backwards. We're gonna keep this on my face, and then we're gonna do my eyes, and then go back to my face. So for the eye base, what I like to use is the P. Louise base in Rumour 2 we're going to go with today. And then I just use a flat brush. I don't even know where this one's from. It says Acid Rain on it. I think it actually might have been from P. Louise about 6 years ago. But literally any flat brush. This actually is probably not a good example of a flat brush because it's been so used. But literally any flat brush like this would work. This random brush that I've just seen in my brush collection, just anything flat would be absolutely fine. But I'm just gonna use this one because this is what I've always used it for. So this is, as I just said, in the shade Rumour 2, and you just want to take a little bit of it and just kind of go under your eyebrows to start with and like sculpt it. Obviously I haven't actually filled my eyebrows in yet because I can't tell if I want to fill them in. I normally would put some, this is what I always use, the Primark eyebrow pencil. It's called Brow Sketch in dark brown is what I always use. But when I went to the Wicked premiere, I used it, and guys, the Wicked premiere was literally chucking it down with rain. We were stood in the rain like in the premiere, so like it was a test on the longevity of our makeup. And one thing I learned that day is that eyebrow pencil is not waterproof. I had literally, my eyebrow ran down my face. Which has never happened. I've been using that eyebrow pencil literally since I was probably like 16. Like, I've been using it for such a long time. And that was the first time I realised that it's not waterproof. So I'm a little bit hesitant on whether to use it. Like, I normally would, as I said, I normally would have like darker eyebrows. I just like the look of having a really light blonde hair with dark eyebrows. Everyone always thinks I've got like naturally brown hair because my eyebrows are so dark. No, I just like to dye my eyebrows. Also, I look crazy. I literally look like the shiniest Tin Man in the entire world right now, so let's ignore that. But yeah, I normally would dye my eyebrows really dark, but because I obviously, as I said, for the 50 millionth time, I've got an eyebrow appointment, I haven't dyed them. So I would like to make them darker, but I'm just really scared that my eyebrow is going to run down my face again. It's not due to rain today, I will say, so that is a positive. So hopefully we'll be fine, but I might fill them in at the end, like depending on how my eyebrows look at the end of the makeup, I will fill them in. But normally I would have filled them in them like by now, and then I just cut through them all. So if you are doing it and you do fill your eyebrows in, do it before this step. So that is what we do. You just cover your entire eyelid. I normally go into like the crevices here. So like it's just about covering your nose. And I normally like to let it sit for about 2 minutes. One of the girls that I used to be friends with was a makeup artist and she used this stuff and she always told me to let it sit for a bit. So I don't know what that does, but I always do that. I'm gonna put a little bit of lip gloss on because I feel like my lips are so dry right now. I also already feel stressed about timings. Like I know I literally have about 3 hours 45 minutes, but I'm stressed about my face and my hair. Yesterday I basically used quite a lot of hair oil. I've basically been on like a hair transformation journey at the moment where I'm trying to like really boost my hair, make sure that she's healthy, and I've been putting loads of hair oil in. Didn't really think about the fact that I was planning on curling my hair today and now it's very like oily. So I don't know if the curls are gonna last very well, which is why I'm a little bit stressed about. So I want to try and have enough time to be able to curl my hair, see what happens, and worst case scenario just straighten it. But I just feel like my dress will look a lot nicer if I've got curly hair. I'm getting bored of waiting for this to sit, so I'm just gonna like tap it in with a sponge. Just try and get in there with your eyebrow without actually going onto your eyebrow. Can you see? And then that just like gives yourself a little bit of a base. You can also use concealer if you don't have that. I just do find I forgot to wipe underneath my eyebrow. So there's eyebrow gel that stuff's got caught in. So that's great. Make sure you're wiping under your eyebrow when you do the eyebrow gel as well. Oh God, what a nightmare. So it just looks the same as the rest of my skin, but this is actually made to be an eyeshadow base, which is why it's so good at being an eyeshadow base. Then we're gonna go in with this palette. I don't even know if they still sell this palette, Just Peachy by Too Faced. I am literally obsessed with this palette. This is the only palette that I use. The only palette. If anyone has any recommendations for a good palette that is like a neutrals kind of vibe. All of these brushes have not been cleaned in probably about 10 years. So I'm just gonna like scrub them on my leggings and just hope that if there's any colour in them, they're gonna come out. But if anyone has any good recommendations of palettes, please let me know. I do wanna get a new one because I feel like this one, it doesn't even look that loved, but I've had this since my ex bought me this. Like not even my most recent ex, the ex before that. So we're talking over 6 years. I'm sure you're not meant to keep palettes for that long, but I have. And it's literally fine. And this is the one that I always grab. Like I don't ever use anything else. Maybe I should look into some other Too Faced palettes because it's just, I don't know if it's just the quality of their eyeshadow. Like I just love it. And I think also because I just have used it so many times, I know exactly what to do with it. That is kind of foolproof. I say this when I was doing my Eyes for the Wicked premiere, I literally had to redo them 3 times because I was not happy with how they looked. So hopefully that does not happen today. I was gonna say we're on a time crunch, like we're really not, but yeah. Also, fun fact, any of you that follow me on Instagram, right? I actually started Instagram as an eye makeup page. How weird is that? We're talking like 2020 when everyone was stuck at home. I was like, right, I'm gonna go into my makeup girly era. I was obsessed with it. And I think the Instagram page is actually set up. If the Instagram page is up, I'll put it here so you can have a little stalk of it. It's probably got like 12 posts. Like I gave up quite quickly on it. But it was a nice little thing to do to keep me preoccupied. But that is how, like I really wanted to start doing social media. And that's how I was like, I'm gonna be the next, oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, you know I said I lost the concealer brush. That's the concealer brush. That is my spot concealing brush. Oh my God, I nearly ordered a new one because I couldn't find it anywhere. That is the best news ever. So we're gonna be able to cover the spots a lot better than I was gonna be able to before. But yeah, I literally wanted to be a social media girly so much. Like, I don't know, I just wanted to like do something aside from like the job that I used to have. So I was like, let's try and do makeup. And I did. And I evidently gave up quite quickly and ended up moving on to like food and fitness. But yeah, how crazy is that? That like I literally started off being like an eye makeup girly. Like how funny. Like I just found, so I didn't even have access to that account anymore, but I don't know why it popped up the other day. I think it was on like my memories on my phone. It popped up that I had this account and I was like, oh my God, let me see if it's still active. And it is. It's called like Eyes by Elle. How funny though. What like a little full circle moment. If only she knew. If only she knew what her life would become, she'd be so excited. But I've just gone in with like the slightly pinky shade. I honestly just kind of put everything everywhere. So obviously I say obviously you won't actually know this. My dress is red. It's like a burgundy, it's not burgundy at all. It's like a red, but not like bright in your face red. Like, do I have it? Yeah, I would say it's red. It's just red. It's not like deep red. Like it's just like a kind of classic red, slightly darker than like an in your face pop of colour red. So I'm just gonna go with like quite a neutral eye, I think. I don't want to go too wild just because with the dress being like red, I feel like that is the wild side of the outfit, if that makes sense. So I kind of want to keep everything else kind of neutral, but also like it's a premiere, so I want to kind of be glam, if that makes sense. But I don't know which area of my face to go glam. But yeah, this is like such a good palette if you're like into like neutral, slightly tan, orangey eyeshadows. Not orangey. pinky orangey kind of eyeshadows. Like I literally, as you can just see, I don't have any kind of technique with this. I just touched a new colour, so I just went in with the one down there. This is such an odd palette, you can't even see what the colours are called. And just like every time I tap something in, I'm happy with it, I then just go to a slightly darker colour, and like it kind of just blends in by like, all you can literally see, all I'm doing is going tap, 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 and that is literally all I do to do my eyeshadow. That is literally it. And I think I might do a little cut crease kind of moment. Okay, so I stopped recording the eyes because I feel like it was getting boring. But with the darker colours in like the outer like tiny bit here, I just go in with like a thicker, more compact brush. This is, again, probably about 10 years old from Real Techniques. But that is what the eyes are looking like so far. Just very like smoky kind of nude vibes. Then we're just going to clear her up. So I've got Taylor Swift singing in my ear whilst we're doing this. This is why we do the eyes first, because it does get messy like around here, so I'm not going to keep it like that. And what I do, I like to just have like a line, so I just go up like that. I actually don't think I like that, but c'est la vie, it's too late now. The thing is, as crazy as the eyes may look, because I'm putting eyelashes on, it's not that deep. Like, you're not actually gonna be able to see that much of the eye. So that's what they're looking like. I'm gonna go in with a cut crease, and I'm gonna do it. I've got two of these. So I've got this in shade, the P. Louise Blaze again, but in a shade 0.5. So the difference is this one is just slightly lighter, because I'm gonna cut it and I'm gonna go in with like a whiter, like nudie color to just make it look a little bit more like pew, like more pizzazzy. I just think makes it look a little bit nicer. And it obviously works better if the base underneath is then a little bit lighter as well. So we're gonna go in with that lighter color and just cut the crease. You don't want to put too much on. This is where I always go wrong. I always put too much on. So we just ever so slightly, tiny bit on either side. I hope you can see this. Tiny bit on either side, and then you just drag it. It's better to do not enough than too much, because you can add, but you can't take away. We're just bringing it and we're just dragging it through and just matching it up with the crease. I feel like I can't talk when I'm doing this. I feel too stressed. This is like the make or break. If this goes wrong, you have to restart the eyeshadow look, and I really cannot be bothered, even though it literally took about 2 minutes. So yeah, like that. So Emily looks a little bit crazy, but that's the kind of thing that we're wanting. That's what we've got. Little cut crease on both sides, and then we're gonna again let it sit for a little bit, and we're gonna go in with a dry brush with a lighter color, and I'm just gonna go back in with the light colour from this palette. As I said, she's got me through thick and thin. She's got me through every single era of my life. And the one thing that's stayed consistent, pretty much the only thing that stayed that consistent in my makeup collection, is this palette. Maybe I will cheat on her at some point soon. I feel like it's probably time to venture out. When you put the eyeshadow on top of this, I just tap it instead of dragging it. Just because if you drag it, obviously you've got like a little bit of the base still there, and it can, from previous experience, drag the makeup underneath and just look gross. So I just like to tap it on the top, and that does look crazy. We're then gonna go in, you know how before when we were using all the different colors, we were like doing that in. We're then just gonna go in on the top where like the harsh line is, can you see? And just tap it, just keep tapping it, because it's got all the colors that are already in your eye, and it just really helps to like blend the white in quite seamlessly. I don't know if you can see it, and I don't know if it looks seamless, but that's always what I have always done. If I wasn't going to like a premiere, I would not have done eye makeup. Generally what I do normally is I'll just use my concealer on top of them as normal, and then I'll just put like my bronzer through them, because who can't be bothered? But because it's a bit more of a special event, I'm putting in that tiny little bit more effort. And then obviously, if you have a look at them, they haven't blended properly, you then just go in with whatever colour you think they need a little bit more of to like blend it in a tiny bit. And then also, if you do want to use like highlighter or any glitter, then on top of the white, you'd then put it on the top. I don't think I'm going to do that today, because I always just find whenever I use like a glitter or anything, it just gets stuck in the eyelashes, which is kind of annoying. So I never really tend to use it anymore. But yeah, it's definitely not by any means the best cut crease I've ever done or ever seen in my life. This is not a tutorial for cut creases, but that is just what I do when I do my makeup for a more like full glam event. And you'll see once the eyelashes are on, it will look a lot better, I promise. Again, as I said, my makeup brushes are not clean, but we're gonna go in with our foundation. I can't decide which one to use. I think I actually might go with a mix of the two. So we have got the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation, I can't speak today, and the Luminous Silk Giorgio Armani. And what I generally will do, I'll put it on the back of my hand and mix them together. So I actually quite a lot of the time put it on my face, but I feel like a lot of the time when I do that, it ends up being too much, and then I feel bad because it's already on my face and I just try and blend it in and it just ends up looking like I've got loads of foundation on. So we're going to do it on our hand today and be a little bit more organised. So I'm going to just do 2 pumps of both of them. I use the Charlotte Tilbury in shade 6. That's shade 6 neutral. I also do have it in a lighter colour in 3 cool, depending if I've got fake tan or not. Before Christmas, Charlotte Tilbury was doing 2 for 1 on everything, so you had to buy the same product. So with these, I got the tan shade and for when I'm like not tanned, and I got it for the price of 1, which is so good. Same with those foundations as well. That is just on my hand now. We're going to just mix it in with the end of the foundation brush. I actually only recently, we're going to say recently, like maybe September time, started using a foundation brush. I kind of just got into like brushes. I don't know what it was. I've always just used like a beauty blender, but then I was watching other girls and I was like, wow, their makeup looks so good when they're using a brush. So I started doing it, and this is the Sigma Kabuki 3D HD. And I'm sure you all know who Amelia Olivia is. I basically just watched loads of her videos and she was recommending different brushes for different like things in your skin. And I basically just followed whatever she said because I know nothing about makeup brushes. One thing I do know is that when I was ordering them, I wanted Sigma makeup brushes because I had one Sigma brush already and it was like my favourite brush. It never molts on me, which is like, should be the bare minimum. That's what I'm looking for when it comes to makeup brushes, but apparently it is not. So Sigma ones I do really recommend, and they're not, I mean, they're expensive, don't get me wrong. They're still like not a cheap brush. They're not giving like something you'd find in like the drugstore. But I feel like with brushes, me anyway, I will use the same brush for 10 years. So I'm like, if it's a good brush, I'd rather just invest a little bit more and just have some decent brushes. I think I ended up spending like on my a whole new collection of brushes, maybe like 100, which obviously was not ideal. But again, as I said, if I do my own wedding makeup, these will literally be the brushes I use to do my wedding makeup whenever that wedding happens. Not anytime soon, by the way, no one get excited. But yeah, I do just find my makeup does just look a little bit more flawless when I go in with the brush first. Probably would look even more flawless if I bothered to clean them, but who has got the energy for that? Not me. When I go in with the brush first and then use the beauty blender on top. Okay, so it's all done with the brush, but you can see it's kind of got like streaky lines. So that's where we go in with the sponge and just like buff it out so it looks like flawless. I've still got a little bit left on my hand, so depending on what the coverage looks like once I buffed it in, I then may go in with the sponge and add a little bit more coverage in the areas that need it. It's normally around my cheeks. I don't know if you can see, but they still look a little bit like red. So yeah, we're just gonna buff her in, make sure that it's all nice and blended. Also want to make sure that you'll bring it down the neck. I always forget to do that and end up looking like there's like 2 different colours going on. I don't know if I'm speaking very loudly. I'm literally listening to music at the same time, so it's like really disorienting me, but I physically cannot sit here in silence. So we're listening to a little bit of Rex Orange County as we are going. Actually, I say this, if anyone doesn't know what the Spotify DJ is, I don't know what you type in, DJX. I should answer my own question that I said I didn't know the answer to. If you don't know about DJX on Spotify, so good, so good. It's basically, obviously Spotify has like AI and stuff and will now analyse what kind of music you're listening to. DJX will then you'll just click DJX and it will just play you songs based on what you're listening to. So I love it, it's so good. Okay, so I feel like the base is pretty much done. I always feel like I forget something every single time I do it. But then I'm gonna go in with our spot brush that I'm gonna clean because I don't know how long it's been in that little pot for. And then the spot concealer that I always use is this one from Nars. When I get my makeup done, when I'm doing like shoots for Gymshark, which you would have seen in the last vlog, the girl you would have also seen in the last vlog, Kate, I literally analyse every single last thing she's using on my skin, and this is something that she always uses on my skin on my spots. Whenever she does my makeup, I literally demand that she tells me exactly what she's using, and I have like a little list. So my makeup routine actually was kind of updated quite recently. I didn't ever have anything from Charlotte Tilbury, and now the majority of my makeup is from Charlotte Tilbury purely because of Kate doing my makeup and me seeing like, oh my god, this looks so much better than my normal makeup. Let me buy every single last thing that Kate uses. So that is what we have done. I feel like my makeup kit definitely has had a glow up. You obviously do not need to be using the world's most expensive products, but it's just one of those things that like I'd rather have the stuff myself than continually pay for makeup artists for like events like this. So I kind of just saw it as like, it's a business expense and it's also saving me money on like, this is just like me girl mathing everything. But if you do want like good makeup, then 110% I am obsessed with Charlotte Tilbury makeup. Like it's so freaking good. And then once we let it sit for a little bit, we just tap it in with the brush really softly and it basically covers them. Like, do you remember at the start how aggressive and angry and red all of those spots looked? And now they're basically gone. Stunning. The next thing we use is, I always use the Lancome Teit Idole Ultrawear concealer. And I've got it in 2 different colours. So I've got a tan shade and a light shade. I'm probably going to go with a tan shade, considering I have fake tan. And I generally put it on my chin and in between my eyebrows for a little bit more coverage, and just down my nose. And then I'm going to go in with the slightly lighter shade. It's not that much lighter. I feel like I've got like a hair on my face somewhere and I really can't find where it is, and it's really itching and annoying. And then I'll go in with the lighter shade and just go under my eye. And I generally just do like a little triangle like that, and then just bring it up around the side like that. Again, I feel like I keep on saying it in this video, like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is just what I've always done. And I normally quite like the way my makeup looks. I have a feeling that like once I've done this, I'm not gonna like my makeup today, purely because the world is not gonna like the fact that I've done it for a YouTube tutorial and is not gonna want me to feel happy with it. So I then just go in and tap that all in. Again, never rub it, just tap it away until it blends in. Again, the same with all of it. I normally do, which kind of doesn't really make any sense, but I normally do the darker bits first. I don't know why I do that. I probably would make a lot more sense to do the lighter bits first. I do actually have a concealer brush for my under eye concealer, but I never actually think it makes it look any better. I might just convert this brush into a highlighter brush, because I don't actually really have a highlighter brush at this current moment in time, but like, I don't know, I just feel like it hasn't really done anything. We'll just do it on both sides just because we've already done it on one side, but like I just feel like it really doesn't add anything, and I actually do kind of prefer just using the sponge. That is meant to be a highlighter brush, which is why I say I'm gonna like retire it and make it a highlighter brush. But a girl on TikTok was saying that that's what she uses for under her eyes, so I got it for that, but I don't think it's really working. Okay, so that's now the base completely done. I'm then gonna go in with, again, Charlotte Tilbury, Beautiful Skin Kiss Glow Bronzer. Again, I learned about this from Kate and I'm obsessed with it. I actually do have it in 2 shades. Again, this was another thing that was on the 2-for-1 on Charlotte Tilbury's website. So I've got the slightly darker one and the fair one. So I use the fair one when I haven't got tan, and the dark one when I have got tan. So I just use a soft coverage brush from Sigma. Oh my God, I can't speak. And just, again, really lightly tap. One thing I will always say is you can always add more, but it's really hard to like take it away without it looking patchy. So I always like very slowly build the coverage up, if that makes sense. I always just think it makes your makeup look a little bit nicer as well, because it's like actually blended in at every single layer rather than putting a lot on at the start and then not being able to blend it properly. So I'm just gonna tap that in. I'll show you. I'm gonna go all around here, around my nose and my forehead. I generally don't do it around here. I know a lot of people carve out here, but I always feel like it just makes my makeup look like it's the wrong colour, like because I blend it in and it just looks like darkness there and it makes my foundation not look the right colour. So I never do that. I'll just go in and I literally, as I said, I just tap it on every location of my face and just make sure it's blended in. But it does take me a hot minute to do this because, as I said, I like to do it really slowly, so I'm not going to make you sit and watch me do that because that would be so boring. So now she's all blended in. I feel like it's not really given much, but I feel like the powder that we'll do on the top in a second does a lot of the bronzing work. We then go in. I get asked so much about my blush combination. So this is the blush combination I constantly use. I do want to try and get another combo because I feel like I just have overused this a bit, but we go in with the blush in this shade Happy from Rare Beauty. This was like really viral on TikTok at one point. But I'm literally obsessed with it. It's so nice. I will say the cream product does like the base of the work, but I do find the powder product, so the powder brush that I use on top of this, is like the main thing. So if you only want to buy one, I would always go with the powder version because I feel like it just does a lot more than the cream. And I think especially after like your powder, like getting everything in place and stuff, I feel like it mutes the blush and the bronziness underneath that comes from your cream products. So I always like to top up with a powder. So if you only want to buy one, then defo get the powder ones instead of the cream ones. But I do think this does add another level of like chef's kiss to it. As you can see, as per usual, we're just pressing her in with the brush. Again, this brush is filthy. This is called the Chiseled Cheek Brush by Sigma, and I just kind of just go up in that area. I don't think that's actually right. I think you're meant to like stick to like the apples of your cheeks, but I don't stick by the rules. I just kind of do it as and where I think fits. I actually am going to do it on my forehead as well. I only do a tiny little bit on my forehead, but I kind of feel like it ties the blush in on your cheeks a little bit more, because otherwise it's just like, why has she got really pink cheeks and nothing else? And I also think it just makes you look a tiny little bit healthier. Because obviously when you use like your foundation, you're taking out all the natural pigmentation and like colours in your skin. So I feel like you need to just add them all back in slightly. And I feel like my forehead would be slightly rosy anyway. So all of the like liquidy, pasty elements are done. And so we're going to go in and set it using some setting powder. This setting powder has leveled up my makeup, I will say. I've always used Huda Beauty powder. So this is like the old packaging, and this is in the shade Pound Cake. But I recently got the shade Cherry Blossom Cake because I saw, I think it was Sophia and Cinzia when they were on tour, were using a pink powder. And I was like, it's making their makeup look stunning. So I got it, and I think it's the secret that everyone needs to know because it literally changes the game. And I always used to think like, why did I use pink powder? Like I don't want my face to look more pink. Like I would much rather have like golden undertones than pinky undertones, but I just don't know what it is. It just ties everything together so seamlessly. And I don't know what the science is behind it, but it's stunning. Like I love it. The only thing I will say about this, I do not like the new Huda Beauty packaging. I find it an absolute nightmare to use. Like I don't know, I have to use like another makeup product to actually get any powder out on. Whereas like this one, you could just pop it into the lid. So Huda Beauty, please go back to your old packaging. I know that's not just me that feels like that. I've seen it all over TikTok. People complaining about the new packaging. Like it's such a bad move. I don't know why they downgraded their packaging. It also just looks, I don't know if we can see. Oh God, I don't want to drop the powder everywhere. It actually just looks cheap. Now like this one is the new one, that's the old one. That is giving like classic Huda Beauty, classy. That one's kind of giving like Primark dupe. And I'm not offended by Primark dupes. Like I am all here for a Primark dupe. But when I'm spending Huda Beauty money and it's looking like Primark dupe packaging, I would rather have the quality. Like if I don't know how much these powders are, but they're like not cheap, like 40 quid maybe. If I'm spending 40 quid on a powder, I just want it to be usable and it not be like a pain to use. And I do find this powder to be a bit of a pain to use, I'm not gonna lie. But c'est la vie, the product is so good. So I just like to, especially around here, tap it on so you can see it's quite a thicker layer of powder. Like you can kind of see the powder. I always quite like to do that, and then I'll like tap it in a little bit later. And I kind of do the same under my eyes. I say I don't use a lot of powder, but I actually can't get any powder because it's so hard to get out. But I just like to like tap, 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 tap. Again, everything in makeup, tap it. No dragging ever. And we literally just do that everywhere that had, so the whole face. I was about to say everywhere that had like a foundation or concealer on, but that was literally my entire face. I generally don't do these bits here with this pad. I don't know where we got to, the camera died, so that's great. I actually fully charged this battery this morning and it's plugged in and it still managed to die, so what on earth. I haven't used this camera in a hot minute. I normally use, for my vlogging, I've got this like DJI, I don't know how you say it, DJI Pocket 3. Love her. But this camera that we're filming on right now used to be my vlogging camera. I do think it's slightly better quality than that one, but that one's so compact, it's so much better. But anyway, with these bits here, I always find that's where my makeup comes off a lot. And I do think it might be because I was using too much powder around these areas. So I've now I still use powder, but I put it in with the brush, so it's not as like it's not as much of a thick layer as it would be if I was using whatever this thing's called. This is from Trigwell Cosmetics, I think it is. But yeah, I just do a very light layer on the top of like the areas that I've like blushed and bronzed, because obviously we're gonna be using powdered blush and bronze on top of that too. But yeah, I like to just, I don't know why I just put so much on these areas. I think it just really makes that area of your face pop a little bit. We are then gonna go in with, as I said, powdered bronzer. Again, these were in the 2-for-1 on Charlotte Tilbury. I literally went mad. When I saw everything was 2-for-1, I was like, you're coming home with me, because I wanted to try everything so bad, but obviously I either have fake tan on or I don't. So I have 2 very different like face shades, and I generally don't really do my makeup that much. When I have fake tan on is generally when I do it, but I also wanted to get some lighter ones. So 2-for-1, Charlotte Tilbury, please do that deal again, because I will buy even more, because I literally went ham. So this is called the Airbrush bronzer in, I'm going to use the shade Tan 3 when I'm a little bit like, when I don't have fake tan on. I use shade 2. I find this number 1 was a little bit too pale for me. Like it wasn't really just really wasn't giving any kind of bronzing effect. I use this like bigger brush to start with, and then I have like a smaller brush. This is actually a Real Techniques brush. I really want to get a Sigma version of this, but it was sold out when I did my massive order back in September, and I have just completely forgotten to do anything about it ever since. Again, tap, 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 no dragging. I always find this is the part that like my makeup can sometimes go a little bit funny. We're just gonna tap away with that, and once I'm happy with how much I've tapped, which I think I am now, we're then gonna go in with a smaller bronzer brush to just get a little bit more depth in more like areas that I want the depth in. So like the big one doesn't really let you do that. So I'm just going to do that in like the top area here of like my cheekbone. Is that a cheekbone? I don't know. I don't know what these things are called. I think it's called a cheekbone. But again, just tapping away. But yeah, I feel like that's giving bronze. I then will go in on my nose and do a tiny bit, tiny bit. I feel like on your nose it can look a little bit crazy if you go a bit too ham on it, which I think I actually may have done accidentally. No, we look fine. But again, can you see my eyebrows? You know how I spoke about at the start? They've literally just fallen down. Like, they are not stuck up whatsoever. So I don't know if I just need to get a new eyebrow product, because that one has literally evidently just stopped working, because it used to be so good. And like, if I brush it out quickly, they go back up. Obviously, I don't want to have to keep doing that. I'd rather them just stay in place. I'm then going to use that powder brush, if we can find her, here, and just brush away the excess powder that we left to sit there. I just think it gives like a nice, it just makes you look a little bit more fresh faced, I think. Maybe I'm just mad. I just think it looks quite nice when I leave it on a little bit. Then the blush. This is the pièce de résistance. Don't actually know what that means, but I feel like it sounds good because it's French. And this is genuinely what I think makes the makeup. This also can be where it goes very wrong. You have to be, look how bright she is. She is literally pink. And I'm not actually a big fan of pink blushes, so I don't know where this has come from me. But this is the House Labs Powder Colour Fuse Blush. It's called Colour Fuse Blush by House Labs, and this is in the shade Dragon Fruit Days. I do want to get more of these because it is stunning. Again, I saw it in Sophia and Cinzia's tour bag makeup, and I was like, I'm getting it, because their makeup looked so freaking good every single night that I was like, right, that is what I need in my life. But you have to be very, very, not liberal, the opposite of liberal. You have to go very, very slowly with this, because it is very buildable. But if you put on a lot at once, it will go bright pink on your face, which obviously isn't the vibe that we want. We don't want our faces to be like bright pink. It's more just to add a little flush of colour. But I just think it's such a pretty colour, like, once it's on. I always do think though, when you're doing your makeup and you haven't done the lips and the eyes, I think they're the two key components that like really tie the whole makeup together. I think before you do them, you do look a little bit insane, because right now I still feel like I don't feel like this looks very nice. But I do think once the lashes are on, once the lips done, it will all come together and we'll all understand what's happening. But I'm not going to do either of them until the very end, like after my hair, just because what's the point? I'm going to be drinking water, the eyelash is going to bother me. I don't want the eyelashes on for longer than they need. Also, if you watched the last vlog, I'm going to use the lip combo that we were talking about in the last vlog with the makeup artist. She literally introduced me to this lip combo, and when she first put it on me, it was like, let me show you this lip liner. It's like, can you see from that? It's like dark brown. Like, I don't know if you can tell. Let me just, like, dark brown. And bear in mind, I'm normally like a pinky girly when it comes to my lips. She put it on and I was like, she's giving me brown lips. And she was like, girl, trust me. And it's now my favourite lip combo. So I'm either going to use that or like a Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk kind of vibe. So like that's always like a safe option. But yeah, I don't know whether to do a highlighter or not. I'm really like on off with highlighter. I either love it or I absolutely hate it. And I can't tell if I want highlighter or not. I do feel like it will make it look nicer today. That literally took me about 5 minutes to find my highlighter. I don't know where my highlighter's gone. I normally would use the iconic London drops, but I don't know where they are. So we're going in with the Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Flaunt. You have to work very quickly with this stuff, which is why I was trying to find the other one, because I'm not really a quick kind of girl. But I always just spray the Beauty Blender a little bit with some setting powder, and then you can probably see this mark here is from where I put the highlighter on it. So I just put a little dot of highlighter there and just tap her in as quickly as humanly possible, because she sets so freaking fast. Like even now I can see she's setting and she's not in place, but that is just what I generally do in terms of highlighter. I don't know if there's any better way of doing highlighter. I don't really actually use highlighter all that often. So I just feel like today something wasn't looking right. So I was like, maybe we need to add some highlighter in to like bring it all together. But oh my God, it's just stress because it literally sets so fast. So if anyone has a recommendation for like a cream highlighter, liquid highlighter, don't know which one, that doesn't set in 0.2 seconds. Because like when I say it's on there, I put it on my skin and it's already set. Like, I don't understand. It's the hardest thing to blend out, this Rare Beauty one. But like once it's on, like she's gorgeous. But like I don't have the like ability in my body to blend things in that seamlessly. So I put a tiny bit on the tip of my nose. Depending on how it looks before we go, because obviously normally it will like settle down a bit, I will probably like put some powder over it to just make it a little bit less sparkly in your face kind of vibe. And then I just like to put it on the top little bit of my lip as well. And that is the base done. I then just like to go in with just any kind of spray foundation. Again, don't really know if I like this one that much. It's the Wee Cherie one from Beauty Crop. It's a hydrating mist, and I like to feel like put a little bit of hydration in. And what I will say, whenever I go to a movie premiere, I will always use this Cryolan setting spray. It's basically used by like movie films and stuff to lock your makeup in place. So I like to use that because it makes it feel like it's not gonna move. And so far, so good. We've never had any issues with that. But I do like to go in with this one, just to add the hydration backing. So obviously we've been using, oh, that tastes bad. Oh. We've been using quite a lot of powder on our face, so I feel like we need a little bit of just moisture back in there. And now it's time for the hair. I might give myself a couple of minutes to just sit and breathe before we get into this, because I am actually a little bit scared. I also need to wash my hands because they've got lots of like orangey foundations on them, and my hair, as we can see, is white. She is white, and I do not want that in my hair. So we're gonna go and wash our hands and I'll speak to you in a second. Guys, I don't want to be dramatic, but I thought my SD card just deleted all of that footage that I filmed today, and I nearly started crying. It didn't, thankfully. I only deleted the last clip, but all I have done is added some sea salt spray into my hair, because I was just saying, obviously yesterday, as I said earlier in this video, I used loads of hair oils in my hair, so I'm really worried that my hair isn't going to hold any kind of anything. So I put some sea salt spray in there because this just adds a little bit of like, I guess, not dirtiness, but like grippiness, I like to think, into my hair. So just put that in there. I need to actually take it out of this hairband, and we are gonna do the hair. I'm really worried about it getting orange at the front. So I might do it in like little sections. I've actually got a couple of new products to try, which is bold of me to be doing on the day that I want to look like my best, but I have every faith that they should hopefully work. So the main product that I'm going to be trying, God, that looks crazy, doesn't it? The main product I'm gonna be trying is this. It's called Plea. It's by L'Oreal. As I said, as I obviously do quite a lot of live shoots with Gymshark, I get my makeup done a fair bit by quite a lot of different makeup artists. And one thing that I've seen in every single makeup artist kit, even when I went to get like a blowout for like a K18 event, every single hair artist and makeup artist I've ever had uses L'Oreal Plea, and it's basically a thermo modeling spray that is activated by heat. So you put it into your hair, you use the heat, and it like models your hair using this, and it like is meant to make it last so much longer. So we're gonna trial using that today. I don't actually know if this has any heat protectant in though, so I don't know whether to go in with like another heat protectant or just not add too much into my hair, because I feel like I want to see how well the spray works on its own. Like, I don't really use heat on my hair that much. I might just not do heat protectant, because I do think that's got a heat protectant in. I could be wrong though, so no one can quote me on that. So obviously, because we've already sectioned the hair, I'm just gonna spray. I don't know how much of this to use though, to be fair. I'm just gonna spray that like onto the hair. It literally smells like the hairdressers. Like, that is the smell of I'm getting my hair done, I'm going to the hairdressers. I don't know how wet to make it though, because surely if it's too wet, it will then just not curl as well. So I don't really know what we're doing. I'm just hoping that it's going to somehow hold the curls, because my hair generally does not hold curls or anything, even straightness, it doesn't hold at all. So I'm just hoping that this is gonna help, but only time is going to tell, I think. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to add heat protectant in. I was thinking about using the heat on my hair and I actually just can't do it. So we're adding a tiny little bit of it on and I'll just brush it through. I normally use a lot more than that, but I just really am trying to grow my hair, and the last thing I think is a good idea is putting heat on it without any heat protectant. So if that makes it not last, so be it, but I really don't want my hair to go all crispy. So the colour I'm using is pretty much the only colour I have. I don't know how good it is, so if anyone has any recommendations on a better colour, please tell me. I've literally had this for as long as I can remember, for such a long time. So it's a mix and match. I think it's called Pick and Mix wand by Mark Hill, and you basically can take these off and switch it for a different barrel, which is why I got it, so I could get different barrels, but then this is the only barrel I ever bought because I never do my hair. But I've had this for literal years, so I don't even know if this is still a thing. So I use that, and then normally what I would do, I normally would then put on heatless gloves, but I've just realised I have got nails on, so I don't think these are going to fit on my hands because the nails are going to be in the way. We're going to try. Oh no, I think we actually might be okay. They do fit. Perfect. So I'll do one of them on each hand because, as I said, I really do not want to have burnt fingers. And I literally have so many scars on my hand from, as I said, when I was younger, I used to curl my hair all the time, I used to straighten my hair all the time. And I have so many scars all over my hands still to this day from using heat tools and burning myself because I used to be awful with it, which is why my mum ended up buying me some heat protecting gloves. Look how disgusting that is. I'm assuming that's fake tan all over. Also, it makes me feel a little bit better about me using my hand on my hair in case there's anything like residue-wise left on them. Okay, the curler is now hot, so we are going to attempt. I'm nervous. Literally I'm literally touching the barrel, which is why I have to use the heat protecting gloves because otherwise my whole hand would literally have burn marks all over them. So I just hold it there. As I said, I don't know what I'm doing, so please maybe look up somebody else's hair tutorial, but I just thought I would show you initially what I'm doing. I'm not going to film the entire thing because that'll be so boring to watch, but I'm really hoping that this new L'Oreal Pli spray for the hair works wonders. I don't know how long to hold it. I'm going to do like a 15-seconder maybe. Oh my God, I feel like it's stuck to the barrel. Okay, that really hasn't curled as much as I was hoping. Guys, I think the oil is going to fuck it. Let me try another piece. I really wish I did heatless curls. I did heatless curls for Wicked, but obviously because it was raining, they fell out. So in my head, I was like, oh, it didn't work. But I think they actually would have worked. I always do heatless curls if I do anything, and they normally do work really well. So I think I may have messed it up, guys. Oh my God, I'm having regrets. I'm having regrets. Okay, that is more hopeful. That is a curl. Okay, I feel better. I do feel better. I feel like the curls may not be a short-lived dream. Let me do a couple and then I will come back to you and we will see how we're getting on. I come with an update. We have managed to get some kind of curls in there. I feel like that's actually quite curly. I feel like I'm being very harsh, but I was expecting a little bit more hold on them. I've literally sprayed them with so much hairspray. I also burnt my ear. So if you're looking at it and thinking, oh, her hair is really red, I just burnt it. I literally just put it like that and I was like, ah! That's so badly. But yeah, I'm gonna do the rest of my hair off cam because you've literally seen me do it. I just wrap it round and I evidently don't know what I'm doing because the colours aren't lasting. But I'm really hoping that this is gonna come in clutch and it's gonna stay as much as possible along with the hairspray. This is the hairspray that I use. Again, everything I've pretty much bought recently has been recommended by makeup artists because they do it and I'm like, my hair never holds curls. Why can these gals that are doing my hair and makeup get them to hold when I can't? And they've literally told me all their secrets and they always say that this is the best hairspray. I think I've got the extra strong hold as well. So if the extra strong hold hairspray and this do not do anything, I'm back to square one. I've got no idea how to do my hair. I know I said I would come back when it's done, but I think I've hacked it. I think I've worked out what I was doing wrong. And what I was doing wrong, the heat protectant. I do think I need to get a different heat protectant, but this is like a 10-in-1, which normally I love. But because my hair already had so much oil in it from yesterday, this also has oils in it, I think, because it is quite like an oily consistency. So I didn't use that on like the second layer. And the curls are looking a lot stronger than the first one. So my hair's just gonna have to cry and not have any heat protectant in it, which is not ideal, but it's a one-off, it's fine. But I just thought I'd let you guys know in case anyone was worrying about me that it's going a little bit better. Guys, I feel like I have been sat here for 5 million years, but the curls are done. Evidently, we're not going to leave them like this. We're going to brush them out a little bit, but I'm going to brush them out just before I leave because obviously we want them to hold as much as possible. But look at this one piece of hair. I've got this one piece of hair that's like, can you see how dark that is in comparison to the rest? I don't know what's happened there. I don't know if I've like slept in fake tan, but that's giving like ginger. I think I've got a hair appointment quite soon, so we'll be able to sort it out, but I was not expecting like, I know it's not that bad, but like I just wasn't expecting to see that. Also, I've just realised I didn't do my parting before I started curling it. So my parting is all now like really skewy, but that's fine. I feel like it'll look a lot better once we've like at least brushed it out a little bit because I feel like it's giving like quite frizzy on the top. But as I said, we want to keep it in as long as possible. That took me so much longer than I thought it was going to. It is now 3:48. So I need to leave in about 45 minutes. I expected to have so much time left over, which we do not have. I mean, obviously I've got 45 minutes, so it's not like we're, oh my God, stress, need to freaking leave. These eyebrows, I wish I didn't even bother doing anything because this one's like kind of held a little bit. That one's giving nothing, like it's not held anything. Like it's got so much product in it and it's just not even, it's not working with me. So I need to get to a hotel, I think it is, by 5:30. to 6:15. I'm meeting Lucy there, but she's coming from like 9 minutes drive away, so she's gonna be fine. But I don't know whether to get an Uber or a train, because it's quite near to a train station. But then also, what the hell? Guys, look at my nails. Why is there black bits all over my nails? Where's that come from? Oh my god, no, I feel like I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. Where has that come from? Must be the glove. Must be the glove. Hopefully some wipes sort that out, because what has happened there then? Why is it done? Okay, the wipes sorting out, it's fine. But yeah, so I'm meeting Lucy on the way there. She's gonna be done where she is at about 5:15, so I think we're probably gonna wanna meet up at like 5:45. Would make sense, /6, but I don't want to push it until 6, because if we don't get there by 6:15, like we won't be able to pick up our tickets to get in, so we would have got ready for nothing. So I'm gonna try and get an Uber, I think, just for like ease of life, because I don't want to be walking to the train station, which is like a 20-minute walk, in a dress and heels. Like I just don't think that's a good mix. I feel like sometimes you just have to get an Uber. All we've really got to do are my eyelashes and my lips, and then just put the dress on. So 45 minutes to do that is absolutely fine. I feel like I'm just panicking for no reason whatsoever. So I may have done my eyelashes off camera. I'll link below which eyelashes they are. They're just a pack from Amazon. I was gonna do them on camera, but guys, I need to leave in 10 minutes. I'm starting to feel a little bit stressed because I haven't even got my dress on. I haven't got deodorant or anything on, so feeling a little bit stressed. I also cannot find for the life of me, you know, I was talking to you about the lip like combo. I can't find the lipstick for it. I've literally been looking for the last 5 minutes. So we're gonna just have to go with Pillow Talk, because I do not have time to look anymore. So we're gonna go with Pillow Talk Medium as the liner. Just a slight little overline is how I like to do mine. Okay, so that's the lip liner. I currently am actually feeling a little bit sick. I just had to wolf down 3 slices of rye bread really quickly because I hadn't eaten anything since breakfast, and I'm probably not gonna eat anything until I'm back from the premiere, because they don't normally have food there. So I was like, I need to eat something. So just wolfed down 3 bits of rye bread. So dry, so dry. So it's actually made me feel a little bit sick. We're then going in with just a normal Pillow Talk lipstick in the middle. I really wish I could have found the other one, because it would have looked so much better, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. We're not gonna stress over it. Also make sure I don't have any black bits in my teeth from the rye bread. Stunning, that's the lip. And then we're gonna top it with Pillow Talk Big Plumpgasm in Fair Medium. This is a plumping gloss. I actually would rather it not be a plumping gloss, but the colour of it is stunning, so it's worth it. I can already feel the tingles on my lips though. That is not my favourite thing. I had to say, when I ordered it, I didn't actually know it was a plumping gloss, but I feel like it really does tie the lip together. I'm gonna try and get these curls to look a little bit less curly now. Oh god, this is really nerve-wracking. I'm really trying to keep like my cool right now, because I literally have to leave in the next like 10 to 15 minutes. So like, we're not gonna stress about things that we can't do anything about within that like time, considering I also do need to get this dress on and everything like that. I feel like I'm being a little bit dramatic. Like, that does look nice, but it's just not the vibe I was personally trying to go for. I was going for more of like a curl. I don't know why that one bit of hair is like really ginger. Like, why does that look so dark? Can you see that? It's so strange. I'm just gonna hairspray hair on top. So hopefully that stays as is. All I can taste right now is fumes from that hairspray. But we're now gonna go in with even more fumes. So this is a bigger version. I know I showed it to you earlier, the Cryolan setting spray. I got the big and the mini, so I don't wanna use the mini, because that is just for when I'm out and about and I'm not at home. I'm gonna spray my face, and this stuff makes everything hold, right? But oh my god, it stinks. Like, vile, 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 but it makes your makeup last, so that is all we care about right now. My eyes are stuck together. Oh my god, it stinks, it stinks, it stinks. Okay, we're done. I'm gonna put the dress on, and then I'll show you, and then we need to literally leave. Running later than I was hoping, but that's fine. It's fine, it doesn't matter. It's absolutely fine. And just like that, we are ready for the premiere. Oh my goodness. I actually feel really stressed. I also don't think this lip really goes with the dress, but it's fine. The dress, you can probably see a little bit of it. It's just like a floor length maxi gown, red sparkly kind of vibe, which is really unlike me, because I actually don't think that red suits me whatsoever. But yeah, anyway, I hope you liked getting ready together. I hope you liked seeing my little, how I do my makeup, even if it is a little bit all over the shop and I don't particularly know what I'm doing. But we're ready. We're gonna book an Uber and get to Waterloo to go and pick up the tickets and hopefully meet Lucy there. I feel like I just need to breathe. As soon as I'm in the Uber, I feel like I'll be able to like, and relax. But right now I just feel like I'm going to be late, which I definitely would not put past myself. But thank you so much for watching and getting ready with me. Apologies at the end of it was a little bit rushed where I realised I had next to no time. If you do want to see a more like basic, less full glam look, then let me know and I'm more than happy to record myself doing my makeup when it's not as glam. But thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe down below. But otherwise, I will see you next Wednesday for another video. I love you. Bye.